I'm Lauren Wazalowski. I'm the Open Space Coordinator for Montgomery Township, and I'm the liaison to the Open Space Committee.
And I am Clem Fiore, and I am Chairman of the Open Space Committee. The Open Space Committee was formed in 1989 to advise the Township Committee on preserving open space. There are other things that we're doing now that weren't part of the original plan, such as stewardship, restoration planting, invasive species control, and this largely being done by volunteers.
The township has been really aggressive in preserving open space and farmland and parkland over the years, and to date we have over 7,600 acres preserved, which is almost 37% of the township.
We have pathways on so many properties, and these booklets are available for people to find out.
Other projects that we're working on pathways connections, identifying some missing linkages between the Board of Ed lands and parks and neighborhoods to get people better connected to their recreational spaces. We're also working on unifying those pathway entrances and some of our open space and parklands with interpretive signage and fencing and small areas for parking where we need it. And we're also working towards a reforestation project along Rock Brook at Skillman Park, which is a county park. We've been working with the County Park Commission, and we've planted over 350 trees along Rock Brook in the past 4 years.
We're trying to also introduce some cultural amenities to the landscape. In particular, we've started a program of introducing sculpture, and in particular in Hobler Park.
Preserving open space is so important because New Jersey is the most densely populated state in the country, and we'll be the first state to completely build out. So the rest of the country is really watching us as a whole. And preserving open space is important because they're not making any more land. And if we don't preserve it now, it will eventually get developed. Montgomery Veterans Park is probably our most well-known preserved open space property in the township. It was one of our, really the first park acquisition that the township did starting in the late 1970s in partnership with the state Green Acres program, and that's probably the property most people are familiar with.
From the very beginning, we served as a liaison to the planning board in the review of all applications that came in for development. And as I said earlier, asked for pathway easements and conservation easements along stream corridors. We have been active as advisors to the Agricultural Advisory Committee because part of our mission is preserving farmland. We've done a number of restoration plantings and projects with the Stony Brook Millstone Watershed Association. We feel very closely aligned with them and are delighted that they do stream watch projects in our town.
We're also working closely now with the Recreation Committee based on a survey that they did last year for new amenities and how people are using the parks and the pathways and the open spaces. So we're updating the master plan to reflect some of those survey results and some of the other subcommittee meetings we've had. And we work closely with residents, obviously, and we love to reach out to the residents through our guided walks, through our work days, whether it's building pathways or planting trees, or just folks who come into the municipal building or come to an open space committee meeting looking for more information. The Montgomery Friends of Open Space have been a really valuable asset to the township. They're our local nonprofit land trust, so they're a separate entity from the town, but they partner with us on a lot of our land acquisitions because they're also able to access grant funding and they're able to negotiate with landowners on land purchases.
The first Sunday's events that they have instituted have had amazing turnouts. We were doing guided walks and things before with a handful of people coming and so on. Now there's 20 or 30 people coming out the first Sunday of every month and getting extremely exciting tours of the landscape and having experts to teach them about the bird life and the plant life.
The volunteers on Open Space Committee are really my eyes and ears out in the field, and they're telling me how the pathways are being used and the condition of the pathways, so that really helps me to be better informed.
We can do so much more in terms of restoration and stewardship of the landscape by involving volunteers. I think that it makes a great deal of difference in a community if people, as volunteers, come out and say, yeah, these are our parks, these are our streams, these are our fields. Creating in the community a sense of ownership of these public lands.
We also have a lot of help from volunteers for Eagle Scout projects and Girl Scout Gold Award projects. So that's really important in getting a whole new generation of people out on the landscape, having them enjoy the open space, having them, create something, whether it's signage or building a trail or creating a video that helps engage people. Thanks for watching. We hope you learned a little bit about the open space here in Montgomery and the pathways that are available to you. And if you want to join the Open Space Committee, definitely contact me at my number, which is on the screen, or reach out to the clerk's office here at the Municipal Building.